Okay, so this has absolutely nothing to do with the picture I'm coloring, but you should not trust me in a kitchen. It's not a good idea, in the slightest. I can hardly handle a microwave. It's real sad, honest. One story, don't tell my parents, but this was intense. This was a while ago. I'm not going to disclose my age at the time because honestly, pretty embarrassing. But I was old enough to know that you don't put metal in the microwave. It's a pretty staple concept. Learned it from Raising Hope. Remember that song that they did, Teach the Kids? Yeah, that's how I learned all my life lessons through TV. I also learned it because I put a Capri Sun into the microwave once, and apparently their backs are made of metal, so it had a giant blue spark. That scared me into stopping microwaving it. The Capri Sun was still cold. It completely failed. Aborted the mission. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. But this isn't the story of my Capri Sun. Oh no, no. This is a successful story of sorts, but much worse in other ways too. I was home, I was at my house, and my grandparents were there too. Love my grandparents. They're the best. Call them Vo and Vovo. No good reason. Well, slightly good reason for it, but not important. I don't think it gives away their identities calling them that. So, Vo and Vovo, my grandparents, they were at home with me and nobody else. I was old enough to be able to be home by myself, but uh, you'll hear the story. You'll probably see that that was a lie. Well, at one point, it was lunchtime, and of course, what you do at lunchtime is you eat lunch. And we had some great, some, we had some leftover burritos for some reason. I don't remember. This was a while ago. So I grabbed the burrito and I put it on one of the paper plates that we have. And I thought nothing of the paper plate. It looked the color of gold, but that doesn't mean it is gold, and therefore it doesn't mean it's metal. It's called a paper plate. It should be safe in the microwave. It's from Dollar Tree, for Pete's sake. I have a rule of thumb. Anything from Dollar Tree can be put in the microwave. Not the best rule. Never failed me before. But today, oof, not, but that day, I was in for a ride. So I put it into the thing. I set it for like 3 minutes. I never know how long to put things in the microwave unless they explicitly tell me on the box, so I had to ask my grandparents how long to microwave it for. Another reason why I don't belong in the breaking gender stereotypes here. I'm real progressive like that. I put it in for 3 minutes, and then, proper Generation Z fashion, I went to go grab my phone. So then I went, and when I turned around, there was a fire in the microwave, and I was like, oh shoot, this is no good. So I ran on over and opened the microwave and just stared at it, freaking out. So I was asking my grandparents, well, what do I do? And then Babo was like, don't touch it. So just stared at it. And I had to go to the side and then have my grandparents take care of it. Just a touch incompetent, not gonna lie. So that's what we did. Only half of the plate was burnt. And you'll be happy to know this is a big takeaway. Well, the house didn't burn down. That was good thing number one. And then good thing number two, my burrito was cooked to perfection. And it was only in there for like 30 seconds. I got my burrito 2.5 minutes early. Granted, I probably spent like 5 minutes or more working on putting out the fire. But still, I was astonished on how well cooked my burrito was. It was delicious. Had hardly any ash on it from the plate. Speaking of the plate, we had to put it in the sink and then put a bunch of water on it to make sure all the sparks were gone. And then I took out the trash, put it away, and that was a trip. So then I came back and it reeked of burnt paper plate. So my parents wouldn't be home for a couple hours. Me and my grandparents, we decided, oh, we'll keep this a secret. My parents, a touch uptight, not gonna lie, I love them. Don't get me wrong, but touch uptight. Which funny story, my mom, technically stepmom, but she, on two different occasions, accidentally left the oven on to boil eggs, and they completely exploded. So Vo and Vo had to go and save the kitchen on both occasions. Oh man. So yeah, I might not have gotten in too much trouble, but it's still pretty embarrassing to not know how to microwave something at my age. So we all agreed to keep it a secret from my parents. And that was an issue with the giant fire smell. So we opened all the doors, all the windows in the area, and we also sprayed a bunch of Febreze. and I was thinking of every excuse known to man as to why the windows are open and the doors are open, why it smelled like Febreze and something was burning. I was thinking, oh yeah, the neighbors were barbecuing. Oh yeah, it was we're a bit hot in here. It was California. When is it not hot? My go-to excuse for everything. I had like every excuse known to man just at my whim. Thing was, my parents didn't come home for like 4 more hours, so the smell was completely gone by then, and it was really cold in the house. I don't remember what time of year it was though, so California was failing mostly. But my parents were none the wiser. I I could have burnt more things, honest. Probably should have. Another fun story. I might actually animate this. So here's a teaser for an animation to come on my animate channel. You should go subscribe. I put more effort into those ones. But this is a recent story. Still won't disclose my age because I'm still too old. Still way too embarrassing. But my brother, you know him, he voice acts a bunch in my videos. He gave me a sack of potatoes and told me how to make a baked potato. And I was like, okay, but I didn't really listen because kind of a jerk. So then a couple days later, I was thinking, I should make a baked potato because why not? I have potatoes. I have a microwave. Don't trust me with microwaves, but I can't cook in anything else, so I'm really a lost cause. I can work a toaster real good though. But I go and look up how to make a baked potato in a microwave. So the first thing that pops up is microwavable baked potato. And I was like, oh yeah, perfect. A plus work finding me. That's how you discover things. So I read the instructions. I didn't really read them. I just glanced through them, and they sounded familiar to what my brother was telling me. So I was like, yeah, sure. Just put this potato in for 5 minutes and flip it over in another 5 minutes, and then bada bing, bada boom, I've got myself a potato of the baked variety. The one issue I slightly glanced over is that this was a recipe for a large potato, when my potatoes are medium sized at best. So I put the potato in the microwave, and I don't have any bowls because I have no money. And my life is not together, if you can't tell that from these stories. So I have a cup, a coffee cup. I don't even drink coffee. I have the cup specifically for holding food. Put the potato in the cup. I have a picture example, but that's for a later potato. So I put the cup in there, and I microwave for 5 minutes, being none the wiser. I just stand there. Someone's outside, someone I don't know, because my building is like that. So he was there the whole time, listening, watching me fumble. But after 5 minutes, I was gonna take my coffee cup out and then flip the potato. Now this is red flag number one. I'm real bad at finding red flags, too, honestly. I'm real bad at a lot of things. So the coffee cup was way too hot to hold. So I had to stand there for like a minute before I could grab the handle of the coffee cup, let alone the meat of the coffee cup. But this got me concerned a bit. I was looking at my potato and I was thinking, dang, this potato, it looks finished already, but I'll listen to my instructions to a T. I follow rules like nobody's business. So I put the cup back into the microwave, and then I put it for another 5 minutes. But as I'm doing that, I'm looking up, can your coffee cup break if it gets too hot? And all the things were saying, oh no, it only breaks if it goes from suddenly hot to suddenly cold. And I was like, whew, it's just and there's no sudden about it, it's just getting exponentially hotter. So I'm just standing there for another minute or so, watching my potato being cooked in the microwave. But then I'm noticing through my mask, because it's Corona period, and I'm realizing, wait a sec, kind of smells like burnt potato in here. And like an idiot, there's a theme to this story. I just ignore it for a good 30 seconds, and then I get scared. I'm a real wuss like that. So I open it up, and oh man, what fear spiked through me because it smelled like a legit fire when I opened up the microwave. There wasn't a fire, but it smelled like there was. I couldn't touch my cup. I couldn't touch my potato. They were scolding. I just stand there, staring at my potato in its sad cup in the microwave, is scared out of my mind, and hoping desperately that fire alarm doesn't go off for my bad cooking. I had to go wet my hands and rub the handle to try and make it cool down faster, but I could hardly touch it. So hot. It was still really warm when I eventually did take it out of the microwave. And my poor potato was as solid as a rock. I could throw it at someone and like give them a concussion, no doubt. It's a firm potato. Took many tries to stab it with my good old fork. And I was just staring at my potato, sad, because I knew I was gonna have to throw it away. That's my first attempt of cooking at my new place, and it was a real sad attempt. I had to throw in my potato, and then my cup was burnt on the inside from potato ashes, so I had to clean that for a good solid amount of time. I also cleaned my silverware while I was there. And all that's one thing. But then I go home and I have a roommate that like is actual in my room. And she says, I'll call her hamburger helper. No real reason. I just have a plan to disguise people's names with food. I have a great plan for future names. Honestly, it's a great thing. But hamburger helper, she's sitting there and it's like, oh, you burn your potato? She knew I was gonna go cook potato, and I looked down at my sad, empty cup, freshly cleaned. I said, "Yeah," in the most depressed voice you could imagine, and she said, I can smell it from here." I was crushed. It was kicking me when I was down. Honestly, I was mortified. I was traumatized. I was any words you could think of. It ain't good. That's all I could. I had to carry on, hungry and depressed, too scared to try and bake another potato. There was no happy ending there. Like at least my burrito was well cooked, but my potato, it was just sad. Honest. Good news. I texted my brother and asked him. I had to admit to him that I don't listen to him. The sad truth that he was bound to realize eventually. And he told me that it was supposed to be 3 minutes each way, not 5. So that's the big issue there. And I can say I successfully have made not one, but 2 baked potatoes up to this date, and I plan to do more. Because I gotta eat potatoes fast, or else they'll grow eyes and I'm real judgy. So that's a no go for me. Now, what's the moral of these stories? Don't trust me in a kitchen. I can't handle the most basic of appliances. Scared of ovens. Didn't even mention how scared I am of ovens. The top burners, don't know how to use them all that well either. I can work a fridge and a toaster, and that's about it. This has been Jew, being too lazy to animate and too lazy to learn how to cook as well. See you next time. I might upload more regularly. Who knows? Oh, I should also mention the picture is a character I made. His name's Trombone. Don't question it. Dressed up as another character I made. His name's Jucifer. Also don't question it. I'm bad at naming.